the long awaited, well, maybe not that long, but the worth waited part three of my Thomas and Friends book collection. And it's been nearly 2 weeks since I've last done this, which it's crazy, I know, but got things going on in life and stuff, but yeah. And don't know if this is going to be the last part. Like I said, there are more books that I have, but to be honest, I didn't bring them out yet. So if there's a part four, then stay tuned for that. But I don't know when it will be coming out, but just have to wait. So without further ado, let's get on with the books for this part. And the first one that I have is Spills and Frills with Thomas, which this came with the Spills and Frills DVD that I got back in 2014. And yeah, and the stories that come with it are Thomas and the Giant Jelly, the Honey Bee Express, and Too Many Trucks, which I believe they're like cut season 16 episodes, or if season 17 was written by Sharon Miller, then I'd say these would be the episodes part of it, because the title says it all, doesn't it? But yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have a promo for the Spills and Frills DVD. Here we have Thomas and the Giant Jelly, which basically uses screenshots from episodes. Some of them are edited. Yeah, this definitely would have been part of season 16, because jelly trucks, really, that's something all Engines Go would do as well. And this is not season 17 writing. The Honeybee Express. Again, I wish Rosie got screen time in season 17. Like, she was the only character to appear in that season to not get a speaking role, which Henrietta was there as well, but she didn't have a face at the time, so it was understandable. But Rosie, all the other characters spoke bar her, which I found it a bit unfair. But thankfully, they fixed that in season 21. So yeah. So yeah, this is basically Thomas being covered with jam, except it's edited to make it look like honey. And this is from Hero of the Rails. Yep. And we have a advertisement for books and the magazines. Here we have Too Many Trucks. I'd say this one, maybe this isn't as repetitive as the other two, but I guess this could have been an episode from season 17 or maybe 18. Or maybe it could have just been a smelly kipper, I don't know. And we have a advertisement for Day Out with Thomas. Yeah. Alright, so that was Spills and Frills with Thomas. And here's the next book, and it's Shapes with Thomas. So yeah, and it's from the My First Thomas range, as you've probably known. So yeah, here's front, spine, and the back. And here we have the shapes. Here we have James with the squares, Thomas with the circles, Duck with the rectangles. Great choice for a character, by the way. And Percy with triangles. So yeah, found it really cool that they included Duck of all characters in this, which is cool to see him every now and then. So yeah, and the next book that I have is Thomas, Emily, and the Special Coaches, which again, Thomas isn't even the main character in the episode, so why do you have to put him in the title? Why? Also, I'm not taking this too extreme. I'm only doing it for comedy purposes. So yeah, again, I don't like it when they add Thomas in the title in every single book. Well, if Thomas is the main character of the episode, then that's different. But with episodes that he's not the main character, Thomas doesn't even appear much in the episode, so what the hell. But other than that, it's a nice looking book. So yeah, Here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have, the pages, which, yeah, don't know what I did there. Some pages have seen better days. Don't know what happened here. It's a bit of a rip. So yeah, that was Thomas, Emily, and the Special Coaches. And here's the next one that I have, and it's Tattletales. And this is basically the My Busy book. It's basically like the My Busy books, except it only has 4 of them. And I am aware that they made an All Engines Go one, which, to be honest, I'm not really going to get it, because the only reason why I got it was because I wanted to get the My First Engines of Nia and Rebecca, because I didn't have them at that point. So yeah. Alright, so here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the book itself. And we have a nice background. Don't know why they put the Great Railway Show background of all things there, but it's nice to look at. We have a background of Titmouth Sheds. And here we have the book itself. Nia, Percy. Else? Nia and Percy, Thomas, Rebecca. And here we have Thomas, Nia, and Percy. So yeah, this was released back in 2020. So yeah, so that was the Tattletales. And here's the next book that I have. And it's from the Thomas TV series era. And it's Gordon and Spencer. So yeah. So yeah, I don't really have much to say about it, because I just don't for some reason. But yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And here's all the other books you can get, like Edward the Very Useful Engine, Gordon Takes a Tumble, No Sleep for Cranky, Percy and the Haunted Mine, and Thomas James and the Red Balloon. Alright. I think I already have it on a compilation pack, on a book collection. I think it's either one of these. Yeah, but I'm not going to bother putting it out because I don't fancy it. I think I remember reading this book a lot when I was young. And it definitely shows. Yeah. A lot of them interesting promo images. Like this one here, where Spencer passes by James, and Gordon is face this way, which that wasn't in the final episode, so I find that to be really cool. So yeah, so that was Gordon and Spencer. And here's the next book that I have, and it's the Thomas and Friends Holiday Annual, which I believe it's from 2010. Well, it has to be 2010 because it has CGI Thomas in it. And this is the only holiday annual that I have. And unfortunately, I didn't add it into my Thomas and Friends annual collection, but I remember when I got it. I think it was like years ago. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the pages. Yeah, this book is very nostalgic. Because I really like the pictures of characters that they have here, which is cool. And I believe this is the first time we saw Harold in the in his books. And we have a little description for each character. Maybe not every single character, but most of the characters that were present in the CGI series at the time. And I painted Thomas green here, which I think I predicted Thomas being green in The Adventure Begins, and for some reason I gave him a purple face. Don't know why, I was just too young back then. And the same with Birdie as well. So yeah. And here we have a few activities. Charlie's Adventure. counting time on the farm, shadow match, and we have a few stories here as well. We have Spot the Difference, Percy's Parcel, which is from series 13. There's a sticker of Hero for some reason, don't know why. I used to add a lot of them stickers in pages for apparently no reason at all. So yeah. And here we have Percy, which he's purple. Don't know why I colored him purple back then. And here we have Friends Together, Matching Pairs, Thomas and Charlie, Engine Numbers, and I didn't even finish coloring Annie. Running Time, and we have another story, Toby's New Whistle, and for some reason I added a sticker of the Fat Controller. So yeah, I have the sticker of Thomas there, and here we have James, which half of James is finished. Like, what I found funny is that I colored half James's face purple and his other orange. Don't know why. Who's Who, Speedy Spencer, Henry Spotting, another story which is a blooming mess. Funny title. The episode itself, don't really know what to say, to be honest. The engine match, and here's a picture of me, and here's Gordon, which he looks quite finished. To rescue, engines names, and Birdie isn't even colored here, except this wheel, which that's the only thing I colored in back then. Don't even know why I didn't finish him off. I don't know. And here we have Home Time, Fitness Sheds, Goodbye, and yeah. And we have a little advertisement for the My First Thomas books, which are like You and the Birthday Surprise and the Christmas Rescue, which I actually have the birthday surprise with my name on it, which I also have one with my brother's name as well, which I'm not gonna show them because, yeah. Alright, so that was the holiday annual. Actually, I'm actually quite nostalgic for this book. Like, I've had this book for like years now and don't really remember when I got it. Can't even remember most of the books that I got because I was really young back then. I can The Loud House Fan 2013. And here's the next book that I have, and it's How Do You Feel, Thomas? And it's a novelty book of emotions, which basically yeah, tells the characters how they're feeling and stuff. I like this little thing here where you can let them know how they're feeling and stuff. Like there's multiple of them where you can spin it around. Well, maybe someday you will. But I'd say most of these books are pretty hard to find because the best place to get them are like charity shops or online. So yeah. Anyways, here's the front, spine, and the back. And here we have Thomas, which he's happy. And you can even move this around, which I actually find very cool. Yeah, Thomas is happy. I think this used to be Harold, which for some reason he's not here anymore. Don't know what I did with him. I think this stick was meant to represent Harold. And here we have James, which he's no longer here. Diesel with the crossing, which he's meant to be angry. Wonder how James was feeling. Scared, it says. And Harold was excited. And here we have Thomas again. Fortunately, I can't get his feeling out. But you were meant to push it, but yeah, don't know what happened here. And the Fat Controller is feeling surprised, I should say. So yeah, that was How Do You Feel, Thomas? And here's the next book. The next book I have, and it's Trevors Lucky Day, which is basically the my first my Thomas Story Library Trevor book, except it's a new release of it. And I think this was released back in, if I'm not mistaken. Sorry, I'm just trying to find the release here for it. I know it says it's somewhere. 2015 it was released. So 10 years after the original one came out. And yeah, this is basically the same as the original one, except the book is a lot more wider and a few pages are missing. Yeah, and this one is, yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have a little synopsis about what the book is about. And we have the pages, which are basically the same as the original one. So yeah. And this one is completely, some parts of it are missing, like Gordon's nowhere to be seen here, which don't know why they had to do that, but other than that, it's a nice looking book. And here we have Thomas's Good Advice, which is basically the re-release of Fergus. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back, and the pages. Again, same as the original, except some pictures here are cropped, which again I don't know why. That's just how it is. So yeah, that was Thomas's Good Advice. And here's the next book that I have, and it's the 12 Engines of Christmas, which this is the All Engines Go version, which I do have the one with the original one, which was released back in 2018. Like, they made 3 versions of this. They released one back in 2014, and they did one in 2018. So I think this was released like in 2023. So yeah. So this is the All Engines Go version of the 12 Engines of Christmas. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the characters: Thomas, Percy, Nia, Emily, James, Kana, Hero, Carly, With, Diesel, and Gordon and Sandy. Which for some reason Bruno's not in it. And they added like Hero of all characters in it. So yeah, nice looking book, I might have to say. And here's the next book that I have, and it's this All Engines Go My Busy book. So yeah, I remember getting this in I think it was Stainberry's. I think that's how you say it. Back in 2023, and for some reason they didn't release it in the Republic, but I decided to get it. So yeah, Buzz books. Which ones? The ones that I think I showed some Buzz books. I don't think I have any Buzz books. Sorry. Which I believe the original ones are very hard to find, which someday I might. Oh god, loads. If I had to count how many books I have, we'd probably be here all day. No question. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And here we have the layout and the engines that come with it. And unfortunately, you're going to be disappointed when when you open the box and see the engines. But first, we'll have a look at the characters. So yeah, a little description about each of them. And here we have the characters that we have. And yeah, some of them are rather questionable. Like Harold is complete. he's missing his lines for some reason, and Carly's hook is completely blue, which I don't understand. Mia is completely without her patterns, and her buffers aren't even painted. Diesel, I'd say he's alright, but don't really have. The only one that is actually alright is Diesel, but all of them are just a complete letdown. Like James, his dome is completely red, and don't know what was up with the people when they made the like. Look at how much detail they made with the original My Busy books, and looking like this, nah. And Sandy is completely questionable. Like they didn't even bother giving her stripe and stuff. Like they just had to do it in a rush, you know. But it's still cool to have them, I suppose. So yeah, and we have the map, which I'm not gonna open the map in this video because don't fancy it. And yes, these engines have been in this box for 2 years now, which is crazy. Didn't even fancy put. Oh shoot! I think I might have to separate some of them because yeah, they're gonna fall over at some point. So I think I'll just leave them here. Alright, so moving on to the next book, and we have Thomas to the Rescue, and not to be confused with the season 8 episode. Oh yeah, which one? The My Busy book, or was it? Just let me know. Alright, and don't be confused with the season 8 episode because it isn't. But yeah. And it's a pull tab book, which is interesting. Oh yeah, we'll get to that as soon as we can. It's probably going to keep doing that, isn't it? Okay, so here's the front, spine, and the back. And here we have the pages. And this is based off Thomas and the Breakdown Train. And here we have... Oh, cool. You can move these pictures, and then if you move them, it'll basically tell you what the picture is. Like this is Thomas and the flag and the Troubles and Trucks. And I know it's based off Thomas and the Breakdown Train because James crashed in the field, and it's yeah. They actually mentioned the station's name, like Crosby, which is cool. And yeah, they actually put, how many times did they put Thomas in? Twice they did. Yeah. Bit strange, but oh well. Alright, so the next book I have is Thomas the Hero, which again it's based off the season 12 episode Saved You, which is everybody's favorite episode. I'm joking, it's not. But yeah. Alright, so here's the front, spine, and the back. As part of the 10-minute tales. And we have the pages, which are basically the same from the episode. So yeah. And these here are basically like symbols and stuff. And here we have books from other franchises. So yeah, they have 2 Farm and Sam books and two Way Blue books, and Timmy Time and Guess with Jess and Ben 10. And they have 2 Thomases as well. But yeah. For some reason they don't have 2 Postman Pat or Bob the Builder ones, but I guess they didn't have room for them. So yeah. Alright, so that was Thomas the Hero. And the next book that I have is Thomas, Percy, and the Squeak, which is a appropriate title for this book. And this is based on, yeah, it's based on the season 6 episode with the same name, which, yeah. And it says with 3 Thomas badges, which I believe it came like with a pack or something. Don't know. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back, and the pages. Hi Boomerang China's Fun Entertainment. What's up, man? So yeah, that was Thomas, Percy, and the Squeak. And here we have another book, which this one is really interesting. And it's Thomas and Percy to the Rescue, which is based on the season 5 episode Thomas, Percy, and Old Slow Coach. So yeah, the season 5 book of this is really interesting, if I do say so myself. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And it also says with 3 Thomas Jigsaw, which fortunately I don't have it. So yeah, it is based on Thomas, Percy, and Old Slow Coach, and I don't even know what I did with the cover back then. I was only a child, so I wouldn't really know how to look after books back then. And this was released back in 2002. And this one, sorry, I'm just checking. 2007. Wait. Oh shit. Sorry, I'm just gonna put the books back up. Yeah. Sorry, I might have to move them because they're gonna keep doing that. Sorry. And this was, I believe this is the 2007 re-release of the book. And this one was the re-release of the 2002, I think. So yeah, so that was Thomas and Percy to the Rescue. Oh, that's cool to hear. Tug's Boat official channel. Alright, so here's the next book that I have, and it's The Useful Engines. So yeah, this book is quite interesting because it has the original Thomas promo art, Thomas, James, and Percy, and they also made ones of Nia and Rebecca, which are a bit questionable. But it's cool to see those back in 2019, as these promo arts are really outdated. And the fact that we saw them in 2019 was pretty cool. And yeah, and this Thomas here is completely different than this one. So yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back. Now I believe this is meant to be a stock picture of one of the my first no the My Thomas Story Library books, because I can tell with the illustration and stuff. Alright, so let's have a look at the pages. Oh my god, what's up with Nia here? She doesn't even have any. Oh, she does, but they're not clipping through her wheel. But they're not on her wheels. They're like clipping through it, which is especially weird. And they have original promo art of Harold and Cranky, which is really cool. How come Thomas here is CGI and not James? Don't know. And yeah, I can tell it's from the My Thomas Story Library because they reuse some shots, some pictures from previous books. Like for example, Monty and Kevin are from those illustrations, and yeah, a real weird book if you ask me, but it still looks cool nonetheless. So yeah, and here's the next book, and it's Thomas and Bruno, and it's part of the All Engines Go Adventures range, which, according to Thomas Portable Thomas, that this is the My Thomas Story Library of All Engines Go, which, or the Thomas Engine Event. This is basically the engine adventures of All Engines Go, except they use screenshots from certain episodes, which is a bit lazy if you ask me, but it is cool that I have a book of this, and this is the only one that I have. And I am aware there is another one out there, which is The Biggest Adventure Club, which I did see that before, but for some reason never got it. But never say never. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And this book is based off the episode Shake, Rattle, and Bruno, which people consider this to be the official debut of Bruno. And for some reason, even though this episode is in production order, the 9th episode of season 2, but for some countries, this is the first episode of season 2, which I don't know why. And they also aired Percy Disappears along with it, but Bruno only appears in one scene in the episode and never again. So yeah, and here we have a bit of some questions, some activities about what you've read. And this one is questions about the story, which basically you tick the correct answer of what happened, and we have scene double. So yeah, and we have another one, Thomas to the rescue. Again, not to be confused with the season 8 episode and the other book that we just looked at a few minutes ago. So yeah, and here we have a slideshow of all the characters. Well, maybe not all the characters, but the main ones. So we have Thomas, Diesel, Canna, Bruno, Percy, Nia, and Gordon. I wish they included every character that they had back then. So yeah. Don't worry, Austin Marcus Robert Miller. It will come out soon, which, God, I can't believe it's been 4 months since I've last done an episode. I'm not sure about that yet. But don't worry, it hasn't been cancelled. It's just I've been busy with stuff, so sometimes you're gonna have to wait, I'm afraid. Alright, and here's the next book, and it's Percy Gets It Right. And this picture here is from Middle Engine, which is not the story, which don't know why. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And this book was €10. Wow. Which I got this many years ago. And this is based off the season 7 episode with the same name, as you can see. And I believe there's only like, how many pages? 5 pages in this book, so yeah. So that was Percy Gets It Right. Well, I might show this first just to get out of the way. And it's Go Thomas Go, which is basically like this book has wheels, which is meant to represent Thomas moving, which is really cool. So yeah, and here's the front, spine, and the back, and here we have the pages, which these are basically like illustrations from I'd say this is from Thomas and the Bees, which was one of the later, no, not Thomas and the Bees, Thomas and the Pigs, or the Springtime Surprise, or whatever it was called, which I believe is meant to be based on some season 13 episode, which, yeah. So yeah, that was Go Thomas Go. I think I'll put it here for now. Oh my God, 34 minutes in this video. That's crazy. We're almost at we've been doing this for like half an hour, but we'll try and get them done as soon as possible. Don't worry. So, yeah. Sorry about that. I was just checking on something. Alright, here's the next book, and it's the Bumper Activity book, which this one is actually really good. And this was released back in, I don't know, maybe it says 2010, so I have the I think I got this back in 2015 or something. Don't really remember, to be honest, but yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the pages, which we might have a little browse, shall we? And here you can color in Thomas. The I believe you can count how many pictures of each character there are. We have spot the difference. Because this sticker book, which fortunately I don't have the stickers anymore because I use them for some reason. So yeah, we can color in Terrence. A few various activities like yeah. Another spot the difference. The draw a line to match the numbers on Toby. The I believe this is meant to be like yeah. Color in Thomas. Draw your favorite engine, which you can basically draw on any character you want, no matter who it is. And this is the finding the two pictures of Birdie which are identical, which the only two ones that I can find are the same are these two here. Don't really see anything different with those two, so they're the same, but the rest are completely different. There's a lot of coloring in this, isn't there? And we have some fan favorite characters, like we have Oliver, Donald, and Douglas, and yeah. And here we have the stickers, which again they're all gone because of me. But seriously, I did like putting stickers all over the place when I was young. So yeah, and it's all these activities. Getting closer to my favorite part. Some characters that you did not expect to see. Like here we have George, which is very surprising, and Diesel 10, which are characters that you don't usually see in activities books like these. So yeah, that was the bumper activity book. Really good one. And here's the next one that I have, and it's the sliding tiles, which basically you just match the tiles to get the picture right, which I've never done before, and to be honest, it's actually quite hard. I'm not gonna lie. So if you ever want to get this book, then you're probably going to have a long time solving this. And if you're really good at puzzles, then good for you. But for me, I never really got this right. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And there's the pages. So yeah, here we have all the main characters. And this was released back in 2019, so don't know when it. I know it was released in 2019, but can't remember the month. Maybe it was around October or something. Not sure, but yeah. And here's the next book that I have, and it's Lost and Found, which is another activity book. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back, and we have the pages, which basically in these books you just I'd say you can those pictures here are meant to be like what you see in the actual picture, which is cool. And this is my favorite one because it has all the engines at the yards, the 10 main engines, which I always found that picture to be a appealing to me because, don't know, I just really found it nostalgic. So yeah, so that was Lost and Found. No worries, Hunter. Better late than never. Well, yeah, I did hear about his termination, which, like everyone else, I'm disappointed about it, but I'm sure he'll come back someday, which don't know when. Anyways, here's the next book, and it's Toffee Thomas, and it also includes a bonus DVD, which is actually really cool. And yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And I know there's another one of them like these, like there's one with Follow That Flower, and this is basically from the. Here's the images from the episodes. Nothing too different, but except these interesting promo images. I don't think we've seen some of them in the actual episodes. So yeah, and this page right here, yeah, it's so yeah. Now I believe this came with a Barney episode as well. And Hit Entertainment actually did some of these with their other shows. And I think they did one with Pingu, Fireman Sam, Bob the Builder, Barney, and just to name a few. So yeah. But this book is actually unique. And the disc itself, yeah, I don't think it works. Yeah, it's definitely seen better days. But yeah. And the next book that I have is Activity Reader Tracing, and it's Edward Goes to the Woods. And I think I have. Sorry, I'm just checking how many of them I have. I only have 2 of these. I thought I had more, but no. They did release more, but God, I don't have all of them. So yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And here's all the other books that we have. Here we have Thomas Has a Secret, which is the next one we'll be showing. Gordon Goes Too Far. Thomas Helps Out. Gordon's Dream. And James's Busy Day. So yeah, this is basically just an activity book. And yeah, it definitely shows. And this is basically a letter to Edward, which you can basically write your name and stuff, which I'm glad I didn't, because if I did, then I wouldn't be allowed to show you this section because I had personal stuff. Well, with the exception of these. But the reason why I wouldn't have showed it because I would have had my address on it, which you're not meant to do that because personal business. Why did I give Edward eyelashes? I know I didn't know it back then, but did you know in the west of Shining Time Station, like before Thomas came to America, Edward was originally gonna be female. Like no joke, he actually was. And here we have the story of Edward Goes to the Woods. Like, I heard this from the Unlucky Tug, like, during early development of Thomas being in the US, like, preparations of it, like, Edward was originally going to be female, and his name was originally going to be Alice, which, don't even know why they did that, which I'm glad they didn't go that way, because it was just, I'd say Audrey wouldn't have liked it one bit, so I'm glad they diverted Edward back to his original self. But I'm not being sexist or anything, I'm just saying. What do you mean by that, Hunter? You talking about the previous book that I had? Or were you talking about what I was saying about Edward? Just let me know, okay? Okay, so the next book that I have is Thomas Has a Secret. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the pages. And interestingly, it comes with stickers, which the last one didn't come with it. So, yeah. Oh, okay. And we have a word search. And yeah. So that was the Thomas Has a Secret. And here's the next book that I have, and it's Tell the Time with Thomas. And this is basically like a clock book where you can move the hands on it and tell what time it is. And it was by Christopher Audrey. So technically he wrote this book, which actually which is actually really cool. And from what I can tell, according to the back of here, it was released back in 2008. So he still had a bit of charisma back then, and I believe he still does. So yeah, though we don't really hear much from him nowadays, but still cool that he still has energy with the franchise. So yeah, and here we have the pages, and basically tells you where to set the clock at. And yeah, shoot. And for some reason, Gordon is not in this book. Like, they have Toby, but not Gordon. Uh, Besides that, it's a really nice book, and if you don't have it, then I recommend getting it. It's very nostalgic. So yeah, and the next book that I have is, and it's another favorite of mine, and it's the story Treasury, and it includes 10 stories. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back, and I really like this shot here. I think it looks really nice. And the stories that we have are Thomas's New Trucks, Thomas and the Treasure, Ding-a-Ling, Tuneful Toots, Thomas and the Jet Plane, Thomas Set Sail, Saving Edward, Percy and the Funfair, Percy and the Left Luggage, and Keeping Up with James. So yeah, of course we have the pages. I'm not going to show all of them because, yeah, I don't really feel like it. And I believe some of them were based off annual stories. And I should know that because I know I didn't have some of the other annuals up to, what year was it? 2009. But Ding-a-Ling is the one that I remember from the 2009 annual. And what else have we got? And Percy and the Left Luggage and Thomas Set Sail are part of this book as well. And the other stories I don't remember seeing in other annuals, which I didn't even have the annuals back then and still don't. So yeah, this is the my first Thomas, no, the Thomas Treasury book. And here we have the next book, and we're nearly finished, guys. So don't worry. By Hunter. Alright, and here's the next book that I have, and it's Thomas's 1, 2, 3. And I believe they made a ABC one, which I don't think I have, but yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the pages. And for some reason, Duck has green wheels and James has red wheels, which don't know why. So basically, just tells you about the characters and stuff, which are numbered 1 to 10, which you probably knew that. Wait. Just skip the page of Donald and Douglas. So yeah, here they are. So yeah, that was the Thomas's 1, 2, 3. Don't know if I'll get the ABC one, which I'm sure it does exist somewhere, but it's very hard to find. And here's the next one, Meet the Engines, which, yeah, at first I thought it was going to be the same as this, but this one's completely different. But I actually like the bookcase for it. I think it looks really unique. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the pages. And again, no sign of Gordon, which I don't know why they didn't include him in these books. But other than that, it's very nice. And here's the next one that I have, and it's the Thomas and Friends First Lost and Found. So basically, this is like a lost and found book. And I did have a small version of it, like a pocket one, but I got rid of it and sold it to someone else, which honestly I don't really mind, to be honest, because I think the big one is a lot more better, if I'm being honest. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back, and we have the pages. And for some reason, there's a few scribbles here, not a lot, but just a few. It's just a few markers. And what I find cool about this book is they actually have Captain and Stanley and Rosie in this, which you don't usually see in those kind of books, but the fact that they included them was a smart move. So yeah, basically you just find the stuff that you see in the picture, and yeah. Alright, so that was the first Lost and Found book. We only have 2 more books left. And the next one that I have is Thomas's Wonderful World book. So yeah, this one is very, very nostalgic. Like, I actually have another copy, which is right over here, as you can see. But I'm not going to show it to you because I don't really fancy it. I think me and my brother used to have... I think this was my brother's one back in the day. But, yeah. Here's the front, spine, and the back. And we have the pages. And for some reason I wrote the Mario and Sonic characters in it, which I don't even know why. Maybe it was because I watched a few Mario Thomas parodies back in the day and decided to trace in the Mario characters in it. And I wrote Edward as Sonic for some reason, and Thomas as Mario, Yoshi as Percy. Don't know who Toby was meant to be. Duck as Wario, Terrence as Diddy Kong, and Gordon as Donkey Kong. Don't know what was up with my head back then. And we have the pages, which has a little interesting intro. Don't know why they didn't add Cranky to the docs. So yeah, this book is probably one of my favorites, if I'm being honest, because it has a lot of great illustrations that were very nostalgic to me, and you don't usually see books like these anymore. And here we have what the inside of Sir Tom Matt's house is, which this isn't canon to the show, so it's not accurate to the TV show, but it does look very, very nice. So yeah, so this is like Sir Tom Hatt's bedroom and the kids' bedroom. Like whenever Stephen or Bridget come stay, that's where they sleep. And this is like Topham Hall, and this is based on the birthday party. And here we have the telling the time, and yeah. So yeah, that was Thomas's Wonderful World book. And here's the next one, and it's On Time with Thomas. And yes, this is another sound book, which this here basically tells you the time, and in this case it's 2:55. And it tells you what time it is, which is cool. And we have this timer and this thunderbolt. Here we have Thomas, James, Percy, and this one's meant to be like a railway crossing. So yeah. So here's the front, spine, and the back. And here we have the pages. And it basically tells you what time you have to put in and stuff. And this book was released in 2016, and I actually remember getting this back in 2016, which I believe is around New Year's Eve. And what I could tell was 2016 because, hold on, it's not because they have any new characters or anything, but what I can tell you is because there's a promo image of Percy at Aldborough Harbour, which I knew was a later one. And I believe this was first published back in 2016. So yeah, and here's the last book for now, and it's Engines on Call. So yeah, basically it came with a phone and stuff, but unfortunately I don't have it anymore. Someone else used to own this, but they got rid of it, so I had it instead. So yeah, it's been years since I've last seen the phone, which don't know if I can find this anywhere because most of these books are really hard to find. So yeah, here's the front, spine, and the back. And yeah, it's definitely seen better days. And what I like about this book, that it includes some hit era characters, which we'll get to. Which we have Rosie and Neville and Molly of all characters, which find them really cool to be, even though they're not really interesting characters, but still it's nice to see them. And here we have Bulstrode, which his face is a bit don't know what's up with his face. And Neville's derailed, which, yeah. So yeah, that was Engines on Call. So yeah, so for now that includes my Thomas and Friends book collection, and as you can tell, I have quite a lot of books here, but I actually have one more to show you, and it's this Misty Island book, which, sorry I'm a bit late with it, it's just, yeah. Well, someone else used to own this before me, so he lended it to me now, so really glad to have this now. So yeah, and I don't think my Misty Island DVD had this book when I first got it back in 2010. So I guess my friend was very lucky that he got this. So yeah, so here's the front, spine, and the back, and we have the pages, and we have a little advertisement for the One Railway engines and take-alongs. And the illustrations on these are based off the ones from the Golden Books, as you can tell. So yeah. And here we have a little link for the website. And yeah. So yeah, that was the Misty Island Rescue pocketbook that I have. So yeah, I'm sure I have more books somewhere, but for now, those are the ones that I have. And if I do find more, then there will be a part 4 coming soon, so don't you worry about that. So yeah, I can't believe this video is nearly 1 hour long. Like, God, I'm feeling a bit tired after this, and I'm definitely going to need a good shower now. So